A feud has erupted between Reform UK and Labour's Jess Phillips over shocking scenes in Birmingham overnight. A mob of South Asian men surrounded and attacked a pub in the Midland city.
Oh, the battering! Get him in!
Women can be heard screaming no, and they're battering him as a group of thugs brandishing a Palestine flag set upon a lone punter in the beer garden. One held the Palestinian flag as he kicked at the man who trembled under a table for cover. Around the area, scores of youths took over a roundabout. The men were clad in balaclavas while they waved Palestine flags. Terrified drivers approached the roundabout timidly, then sped away as they got clear of the youths. And cars skidded around and chants of Allahu Akbar echoed. Later, a bus was blocked by the mob who flew flags from the upstairs windows. A balaclava-clad youth can be seen loitering with the other men as horns honk in approval. The night took a dark turn when a female Sky News reporter was set upon by masked thugs and hounded off air.
Community leaders have been speaking to the police as well because...
Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
But I think, apologies for the language you're hearing, but a sense of anger I think you can hear there.
Yeah, Katie, I think Becky, I apologise. We need to leave you there, and Becky, we'll have security there, and we will leave that, and I apologise once again for the language there.
A night where order broke down prompted politicians to hit out. Richard Tice of Reform UK condemned the violence, saying, "All violence, rioting and assault is totally unacceptable." Turning his ire on Keir Starmer and a lack of police presence at events of disorder perpetrated by Asian groups, he said, "Two-tier policing must stop." Labour's Jess Phillips, who is a Birmingham MP, fired back. These people came to this location because it has been spread that racists were coming to attack them. This misinformation was spread entirely to create this content. Don't spread it, Mr. Tice, she warned. But this was seen as making excuses for the violence. Lee Anderson of Reform UK weighed in. "You need to apologise for this and then resign. You are part of the problem, not the solution." A disgusting tweet. What are you scared of? Losing votes? The next morning, the MP had not changed his stance, tweeting he agreed with himself. Richard Tice explained how Britain needs to have a grown-up conversation about the issues that have led to the riots.
What is an issue, rightly or wrongly, is the views that these people hold. The people have been protesting over the past week. I put it to you that I suppose you wouldn't disagree with me, that if there is any legitimacy to their views, they're losing the argument because of the way they are carrying things out.
There's no legitimacy to violence and thuggery. We're all at that, and we were the first people to condemn it. And let me remind everybody, I was the first person to stand up for the Manchester police officers, right, who were brutally and viciously attacked, when everybody else was claiming about police brutality. But the point about this, Eamon, is there is genuine concern, which the politicians who have enabled mass immigration don't want to talk about, out of absolute terrified humiliation. Yeah. There is genuine concern about the impact of mass immigration on our communities, on our society, on our prosperity, on our public services.
Talking about this, no one will address this, and however distasteful, however unpalatable, surely we've all got to come to a stage where both sides are listened to and both sides are talked to and say, what is your problem?
In a sense, Eamon, that's why we got 4.1 million votes at the general election, because we called it the immigration election. We were the only people prepared to actually say we've got to freeze immigration, except non-essential healthcare-related immigration. We've got to stop the boats by picking up and taking back. And I think that actually now has the overwhelming support of a significant, probably the majority of the British people. And we've got to have a responsible...
I put it to you, Richard, that by these guys carrying out their actions and their protests the way they are, a lot of people will find it very hard to support them as a result.
No one's supporting violence or thuggery, Eamon. There is a massive difference between that, which is horrific and breaking the law, and a genuine, respectful, open discussion, rational discussion about the right levels of immigration that works for both sides, whether it works for the host nation or whether it works for people coming into work in a nation. And it's about working, it's about integrating, it's about speaking the language, and then you can have what I call smart immigration. Great thing. We're all up for that. But mass uncontrolled immigration, where people don't integrate, don't work, and don't speak the language, is a very bad thing. I'm seeing it even in my own constituency and elsewhere. And we've got to be brave enough, however uncomfortable it is, to talk about it.
Furious Brits took to X to criticise the government. One tweeted, "Every time two-tier Keir speaks, things get worse. Perhaps he should have gone on his holiday." Others called on the Prime Minister to condemn this violence, just as he has with what he termed far-right thuggery after he declared war on the anti-immigration riots.
Individuals will be held on remand, charges will follow, and convictions will follow. I guarantee you will regret taking part in this disorder, whether directly or those whipping up this action online and then running away themselves. This is not protest. It is organised, violent thuggery. We've seen Muslim communities targeted, attacks on mosques, other minority communities singled out, Nazi salutes in the street, attacks on the police, wanton violence alongside racist rhetoric. So no, I won't shy away from calling it what it is. Far-right thuggery.
Riots spread overnight to Plymouth as disorder continued for its 7th night. Missiles were launched at riot police as crowds surrounded the local mosque to protect it. Police have now made 378 arrests since the order first erupted in the wake of the Southport stabbings. Birmingham police said, "We have been working hard alongside our community leaders and would like to thank everyone for their support today." One ex-user posted a photo of two men from different communities embracing each other with a handshake at the pub that was the scene of such violence earlier in the evening. Nicholas Dunning, GB News.